Well, howdy doody guys, how's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Wow, what was that? E-bike edition. Look at this thing. We got today, this is called the Blix Vika X. This is a 48 volt, 500 watt motor. We got disc brakes, we got a rear rack with integrated tail lights and brake lights in the freaking rack, so that's pretty nifty. Brake lights there. Turn signal there. The only thing I don't like is when you put the turn signal on, you can't see it up here, so you don't know if you leave it on or not unless you check this. Anyway, she's got a horn. It's even got headlight, high beam and low beam. As you can tell, there is no shifters, and this is an 8-speed bike. Where's the shifter, you say? Well, this one's pretty crazy. This one has an electronic automatic shifter. So all you do is press up or down. And you got a little button under here. You can check your specs of how long you've been going, your RPMs, your average speed, all that good jazz. What setting you've been in most of the time. The power button is under here. So you hold this and you press this as well to switch from turbo to turned off, auto mode, eco mode, tour mode, and turbo mode. I do like the fact that it tells you your trip and then how much range you can get at the speed that you're going, or how much power percentage you're using. This bike folds up. I'll fold this thing up for you. And it comes out of the box. It's a small box, and I think they said this thing weighs 55 pounds. Yeah, this bike weighs around 50 something pounds, and it can hold up to 312 pounds. Another cool feature, I like that they have this adjuster for the brakes on here to tighten or loosen your distance. That's pretty nice. We got 20-inch tires, disc brakes by 2.4 inches. It does have fenders, all that good jazz. It's not too shabby of a bike. I do see this bike as more of just like a cruiser, flat ground, maybe for older people, I guess, because it is very simple and easy to use. It's just a breeze riding this thing. But anyway, let's fold this thing up. All right, simple and easy. There's a little lever to flip up, pull it. Ta-da. Also, this comes down like so. That is pretty tiny. Simple, easy, store away in an apartment or something like that, or some big city living. This thing also does have a little magnet back here. We lock the front tire to the rear tire right here. Kind of like so, but honestly, that doesn't match up very well or stick together very well. You can see that little piece of steel down there protects the chain guard from hitting the ground. Also, these pedals here, you push them in, flip them, they fold in for even more little bit of stowaway capabilities. This thing does have a little goofy charger, but anyway, let's put it back together and go haul around and see what we can make happen. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, onward we must go. As you can see on the very top, it says 8. Because it's in the 8th gear. If we press down, you can barely even feel that thing shift. It automatically shifts, you can't hear it. Guess you can barely hear it shifting. That's about it. Let's turn this thing into turbo mode because we all like to have fun. Pedaling around, we're in 4. And this does have a torque sensor, so the harder you pedal, the faster it goes. Yes, I didn't mention this does have a twist throttle, and top speed on the twist throttle is only 20 miles an hour. But if you pedal, you can hit top speed of 28 miles an hour. Alright, let's do a little grass test. We are in turbo, pedal assist 6. Oh crap, there's a bunch of ruts. Hurt my wrist. Half-lack. Not bad, not bad. Handles the grass too bad when there's not ruts. Alright, let's try shutting pedal assist off. Nope, went too far. Shut pedal assist off and pedal. 6 gear. 7. 8's pretty tough. Yeah, 2nd gear ain't bad. Pretty doable. 2nd gear with no pedal assist or power. My only question is, if this does die, since it's electric shift, is it able to shift? I don't think so. Alright, let's switch this thing into some low gear, like 3, and try a little uphill test here. Oh, it handles the hills really nice. Let's see if we can give some range with this thing. Alright, we're sitting at 92%. We got 2.3 miles down. We got it on auto. Eco mode says we can get 81 miles at 13 miles per hour. Tour mode says 58 miles. Turbo 45 miles. The motor starts to sound funny. Interesting. Once you get up to top speeds, it sounds pretty funky. Holy crap, we're doing 29. Well, just pedaling, it says 42 miles on turbo. But once we hit the throttle, it drops to 32 miles. Interesting. On a dead stop, how fast does the throttle take off? Ready, set, go. It's kind of slow, but whatever. She's a cruiser. Another little hill climb here. Like a glove. I guess I forgot to mention, these handlebars go up pretty high. I mean, basically you can only go so high without the wires running out. This is the recommended minimum, but I've been having it down yonder. Same for the seat. The seat does go pretty high. Like right here's the recommended height, and that's up almost to me boobies. I guess whatever the mileage is when you're just pedaling, if you decide to use the twist throttle, it just automatically takes 10 miles off of that. So I guess that's what you can expect to get. So like once I hit throttle, right, it says 38.29. Does not have any suspension, as you guys seen, so take that into consideration when you go up stuff like that. It kind of slams everything right into your stuff. Also, this comes as a class 2 bike that only goes 20 miles per hour, but in the app you can set it to class 3 and then allow you to pedal up to 28 miles per hour. Do a little brake test. 20 mile an hour. Not bad. She stops. Okay, we're gonna try the auto shift mode. Now you see we're in 1st gear, but if you hold the plus button, that little A comes up for auto shift. So we shouldn't have to hit that button at all. You gotta pedal really hard to get out of that first gear. Shifting by itself, every beep you hear is a shift. Sixth gear. Seventh gear. Eighth gear. All by itself. But the real question is, does it downshift by itself? Because otherwise, what's the point of that? Slow down. Nope, still in 8th auto shift. So you start out in 8th gear again. So I don't really know what the point of that is. No hands. No hands. Very well balanced. I mean, you really have to pedal fast to get that torque sensor up so you can hit that 28 miles per hour. Okay, we're hanging out in eco mode. We got 60% of battery left. We've been kind of jumping all over the place. We've done 13.1 miles. Now in eco right now it says we'll do 52 miles at 60% battery. But watch when we hit the throttle. It says we'll only get 22 miles. Well, 47% battery says we can make it 22 miles. And we've been 17.5 miles on turbo. Trying to do a loop. I don't know if that's the mileage till dead or the mileage that it'll get if we keep averaging like that speed and stuff. But it keeps dropping down, so I'm thinking it's the battery. But as soon as you hit throttle, it drops down to 18. So we are cutting it close. And I don't know, I've had a battery cut out on me before and just leave me stranded. So we're gonna try to work our way back to our starting point here and see what happens. Keep trucking through the city, see what we get. Also keep in mind with these e-bikes, when companies say it'll get 70 miles, that's usually in a lab somewhere with nobody sitting on it, no wind, no uphill. It's just sitting there in the lowest setting with the throttle kicked on. Keep that in mind. Now this is real life, getting out there, flinging it and winging it. But keep going. Completely against the wind now. Everything plays a factor. Well guys, we have made it back to where we started. We got 25%. We got 23.6 miles, but it took 2 miles to get here this morning, so about 25 miles. And that's not been taking it easy. That's been kind of flipping around, doing all sorts of stuff. A little bit of electric, a little bit of everything. You probably could get, I'm gonna say maybe 60 out of this thing if you keep it down to the bare minimum. No uphills, flat ground stuff. But that's just my findings and we're having there. Sorry for the background noise. Construction. Anyway, if you guys are interested in something like this, I think this would be perfect for older people and or anybody that has a hard time stepping over something, because this is really low to step over. Kids, something like that, if they're big enough to ride it. But yeah, that's my findings. If you guys are interested in something like this, a link to this will be in the description. Yeehaw on a seesaw. Get out there and have a good old time. Make every day great exploring Earth. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.